TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Yes, I was a fan growing up. Can't ever remember wanting to do anything else in life growing up other than being a professional wrestler. And I've succeeded. I lived my dreams. Come from a little bitty town where everybody said it would be impossible, and then they all got to sit home and watch me on TV, and it was pretty fulfilling.
Where'd you grow up at?
In Kentucky.
Okay, cool. So did you go to the shows a lot when you were younger?
My brother started taking me to wrestling when I was in grade school, and they had matches every, I don't think it was Monday nights at the Sports Center in Owensboro. And that's where I guess I got hooked. My grandmother watched wrestling Saturday afternoons when it come on when we were back in the territory days. And if that lady's house was on fire and she was in her chair watching wrestling, you better not tell her until wrestling was over. And basically, like I said, that's the only thing I can ever remember wanting to be when I grew up. Still haven't grown up, but when I grew up, that's what I wanted to be, and I like to think that I succeeded and did that.
So how did you officially get into the business? Take us through.
Well, long story short, I went to some matches, talked to a couple of wrestlers, paid $850 to be trained. Naturally, got ripped off. Well, had a little political pull in Kentucky. That promoter lost his promoting license real fast, and the wrestlers that had ripped me off, one of them gave me his wrestling ring to call the deal even, and I sold the ring, doubled my money, and in the meantime had talked with Christine Jarrett, who was running the Tennessee territory then with Nick Gulas, and Christine kind of helped me, got me a few bookings, gave me the name of a promoter up in eastern Kentucky by the name of Larry Bolin, and called him, and naturally, I guess you would call them outlaw promoters back then. He booked me straight away, and had my first real match in Hazard, Kentucky. I'm wanting to think, and I can't believe I'm remembering all this all these years later. It was in June, like June the 6th of 1976. It was between my junior and senior year of high school.
Wow. Talk about the training as far as the training that was involved for you. Who took you under the wing and trained you?
Okay, well, after I got started wrestling with Larry Bolin and his people, down the road, had met Lou Thesz, and Lou was at one of the shows, and I met Lou's wife, Charlie, who is just a sweetheart. Charlie took a liking to me. Lou, poor guy, didn't have a choice. He had to like me, but we got to be really good friends over the years, and Lou opened a lot of doors for me. I probably wouldn't have made it near as far as I made it if I hadn't have met Lou.
So was he your mentor, would you consider?
Or? He was one of many, yes. But he was one of the first mentor that was a big name that, was a real wrestler.
As far as the training goes, what was more difficult for you to pick up? Was it the psychology, or was it learning how to bump?
The psychology, because to learn the wrestling psychology correctly, it takes years of really hard work and studying it. And if you have it or you don't have it, if you don't have it, you can study it all you want and you ain't never going to get it. If you have it, it's not just, it is a gift, but you have to develop that gift. And over the years, I always went to the old timers, so to speak, and always asked for advice. In my mind, I knew nothing and would not let myself think I knew anything. So I knew nothing, and I was always seeking advice and watching these superstars to me, watching those guys perform, asking them to please watch my match, give me any constructive criticism they could give me. And they knew I was sincere, and a lot of the big guys did that and helped me tremendously.
Were you kayfabed early on in your career for until they opened up to you, or?
Very much so, as everybody was back then. Uh, there was a lot of, in a dressing room back then, a lot of things wasn't discussed in the dressing room out in the open like it was the latter part of my career. So yes, kayfabe was you lived by it, and probably wouldn't make it out of a dressing room back then with both your eyes, seeing out of both your eyes if you broke kayfabe back then. And I think that's really the big difference, or one of the big differences in the business today. There is no such thing as kayfabe, and back then you lived by it.
Hmm. What was the hardest thing for you about breaking into the business back then?
The hardest thing would be just surviving. Uh, I can remember working for Nick Gulas, and I'm not knocking Nick, but I can remember eating every other day, not having enough money to eat every day, uh, getting from town to town. It wasn't laid out for you on a silver platter, or the red rug back then. You had to really want it and really sacrifice to get it.
Memories of your very first match?
Very first match, Chief War Eagle, Hazard, Kentucky. 2 out of 3 falls. He won the first one, I won the second one, and he won the third one. Had no idea that wrestling was a work other than I thought it was. Had worked out with the guys that ripped me off 2 times, I think. Showed me a headlock, an arm bar, how to reverse an arm bar. That was the extent of my training before I had a match with this little Indian. Thank goodness he was a little bit littler than me, but we went over some stuff in the dressing room, and I thought, wow, this stuff is, quote, a work. And it was an experience. I think I made $15, drove halfway, 3/4 way across the state. My first night, I complained about my payoff and explained to Mr. Bolin I couldn't make any more shows for this kind of money. So he promised me a lot more money the next night in Canova, West Virginia, and I made $25 that night.
Wow. Did any of the vets test you in the ring at all? Take liberties with you, or did they pretty much?
Over the years, or when I was first starting, nothing. No. You're asking if I was ever stretched, or no, because I was tried. Not that they couldn't probably, but they would know they'd been in a fight and bucked up, wasn't scared, and I think that's a big thing in the wrestling business. If you show like, whoa, he's going to fight me back, they back off, and never had any problems like that, even over the years.
TitleMatchNetwork.com